Hello, my children, and welcome back again to another story time. This time, I'll be telling you about my very first dance comp, and so far at the time of this recording, my only dance comp so far. So, back earlier this year, or actually earlier last year, at FA United 2019, I competed in my very first dance competition, and I had been looking forward to this for a long time. As I've mentioned before, dancing is what got me into the fandom. It's why pretty much I'm here today. So I was very excited to perform in my first dance competition, and I picked a very silly, stupid song. It was basically this. And anyways, so that was my first dance comp. If you want to see more about it, it's in my Strobes interview. I had Strobes watch it and review it, and I'm sure you might be able to find a copy out there on YouTube if you search around. But anyways, so this is not just a story about my first dance comp, but this is also a story about my battle with anxiety. Um, I I've never been medically diagnosed, but throughout my entire life, I've always gotten that complete body tingling, shut down feeling of just anxiety and dread in situations of performance. And so I wanted to talk about that. So this is that story. Before the dance comp, obviously, I was super nervous. I had practiced my dance a bit, and so I knew what to expect from how tired I would be, you know. And I had chosen a song that wasn't too long, and I knew I could complete it, and that I shouldn't be too exhausted. But I was just pacing around a lot. I had to like run out to the bathroom for a moment just because I was so anxious. And when I get super anxious, I have to. It makes me have to go to the bathroom. So I had to run to the bathroom, take care of that, and I was sprinting across the convention center trying to get to the bathroom. And this was during the dance competition before I was to go on to dance. And so, but I knew I was the last one dancing, so I knew I had a little bit of time, but I was still rushing because I didn't have too much time. But yeah, I was just, my heart was beating fast, I was breathing heavy, and the whole time I was just trying to, take deep breaths, calm myself, and it was working a little bit. But it was just such a struggle to get through that. And when I went up, I was actually fine. During the actual performance itself, I was anxious, but I was so focused on just dancing and just getting into the dancing that I didn't really feel the anxiety while I was dancing. But pretty much about 5-10 seconds after I was done, I was about ready to just keel over. I felt sick. I wanted to vomit. I felt like I needed to go to the bathroom to vomit. I was so tired. Probably one of the most tired I'd ever felt in my entire life. And that was just from doing a dance for about a minute and a half, minute 45 seconds or something like that. I don't remember the exact time. But I basically, the anxiety had just taken so much of my energy that after the dance I was just completely physically and emotionally just drained. But I did it. I did the dance comp, and that competition I ended up getting third place in, and I did not expect that at all. There were many great dancers at that, and I felt very honored to even be placed. And I'm just telling the story to say that, I know there are many, many, many people out there who suffer from anxiety, both that has gone diagnosed and undiagnosed, and that, pushing through that anxiety can feel so rewarding. Like, I felt sick afterwards, but I also just felt a sense of pride that I was able to get through that, and that, you know, I after some good rest, you know, and looking back on it now, I just feel so good about that performance, and it drove me to want to try so hard to do even better the next time. And I have another dance competition that I'm planning on performing in, A&E 2020, and so honestly, the thing I'm thinking the most of, that maybe I shouldn't be, is just, you know, how's my anxiety going to affect me this time? You know, I'm doing my best to try to mentally prepare myself, you know, working on the breathing techniques. But yeah, it's just, you know, anxiety affects many people all over the world, and it's such a hard thing to overcome and fight through. But I believe in you guys, and, you know, if you can push through that and just do your best, that's all anybody should ever ask and expect of you, is it just to do your best. And I think even under that intense pressure, you can do great things. And that's a bit of my story. I'd love to hear your guys' story of what you guys have dealt with. You can send me an email here if you want to make it more private, or you can post it down in the comments for others to see. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!